Life is a gift, not an achievement, not something you earned, not something you stumbled upon because of your own doing. It is a gift, handed to you, wrapped in mercy, dripping with opportunity. And yet, how quickly we forget. We wake up every morning, open our eyes, and assume that the breath in our lungs is normal, that the beating of our heart is automatic, that the simple miracle of waking up was just another routine. But it isn't. Every morning that you see the sunlight creep through your window is a miracle that too many never get to witness again. Every heartbeat is an act of mercy that could have been withheld but wasn't. Every moment of consciousness, every chance to love, to work, to build, to hope, is an undeserved kindness. We live in a world where entitlement creeps in like a slow poison. We believe life owes us something. We think that just because we have plans, we must have time. We speak about tomorrow like we hold the keys to it, forgetting that even our next breath is not guaranteed. Life is fragile. Life is fleeting. Life is a vapor that appears for a little while and then vanishes away. And because it is such a delicate, temporary, precious thing, it demands to be treated with the reverence and seriousness it deserves. You were not given life so that you could drift through it without thought, without gratitude, without purpose. You were given life because a greater hand determined that you should exist in this moment, at this time, for a reason greater than yourself. Look around you, people hustle. People complain. People scheme and chase and covet. They kill themselves climbing ladders that lead nowhere. And in the madness of their striving, they forget that the most valuable thing they have isn't their career, it isn't their wealth, it isn't the recognition of men, it's the very life inside of them. It's the time they cannot buy back. It's the moments they cannot redo. It's the chance they have today, right now, to live with meaning, and yet so many waste it. They act as if life is some endless reservoir, some unending wellspring they can dip from at their leisure. But wells run dry, clocks run out, flesh returns to dust. You are here now, you are breathing now. What are you doing with this gift? How lightly do you treat it? How easily do you complain about your circumstances while ignoring the greater miracle that you are alive in the first place? If you could grasp how quickly this gift can be taken away, you would tremble to waste even 1 second. If you could see the souls who cried out for one more day, one more hour, and yet were denied it, you would stop living like you have 1,000 years stretched out in front of you. The truth is harsh, but it is necessary. You are not entitled to another moment. Every second you live is borrowed. Every hour you spend is a trust placed in your hands, and you are responsible for what you do with it. Some of you are waiting for the perfect opportunity, waiting for the right moment, waiting until you feel ready. But while you wait, life keeps moving. Time keeps slipping through your fingers. Days pile up behind you like ashes, and the fire you were meant to burn with fades with each wasted moment. You have been given today, not tomorrow, not next year, today. And if you treat today like it is nothing, you show that you have not understood the weight of the gift you hold. There is something terrifying about knowing that life is a gift, because it means you are accountable for it. It means that when you waste it, when you treat it with contempt, you are not simply making a personal choice. You are disrespecting the one who gave it to you. You are squandering a treasure that countless others have wept and bled and prayed to preserve. You are throwing away the currency of eternity on things that do not matter. It should sober you. It should wake you up. You should feel the heaviness of it, not to paralyze you with fear, but to move you to action, to stir you from sleep, to cause you to rise and use every breath like it could be your last. Think about it. Every relationship you hold dear is tied to this gift of life. Every dream you want to accomplish is bound to it. Every act of love, every word of kindness, every labor of your hands, all of it depends on the fact that you are still breathing, still here, still given the grace of time. And yet how quickly we turn to distractions, how quickly we numb ourselves with trivialities, how quickly we give away our precious hours to things that leave our souls emptier than before. We treat life like a cheap commodity when it is the rarest jewel we could ever possess. Life is a gift, not to be hoarded, not to be wasted, not to be treated as common. It is meant to be spent wisely, passionately, fully, as though you understood its worth. You are not here to drift aimlessly. You are not here to chase shadows. You are not here to impress a world that is perishing faster than you are. You are here to live, to pour yourself out, to burn brightly while you still can. You are here to take the fragile, trembling gift of life and turn it into something that echoes into eternity, and the way you do that starts with how you treat the next hour, the next decision, the next breath. Would you also like me to create another version that's a little grittier or softer, depending on the vibe you're going for? Fire absolutely hears the humans. Tile full expansion of the keynote. The way you use your time reflects what you truly value. Around 1,000 words, no subheadings, no conclusion, written naturally and with a heart. Driven tone. If you want to know what a person truly loves, don't listen to what they say. Watch how they spend their time. Time is the great revealer. It is the loudest confession a human soul can make, the most honest testimony you can ever give. Because when all the speeches are done, when all the promises are made, when all the dreams are shouted into the air, what remains is action, and action takes time. How you spend your hours, your minutes, your days, that is the evidence of what sits on the throne of your heart. People say a lot of things. They say they love their families. They say they want to grow. They say they want to live for something bigger than themselves. But when the hours slip by, they are buried in distraction. They are feeding their own comfort. They are chasing after things that have no eternal weight. Words are cheap. Time is expensive. And where you are willing to pay with your time, that is what you truly treasure. There's a painful clarity in realizing this. It's uncomfortable because it strips away all the lies we tell ourselves. It forces you to stand in the mirror and ask, what do my days say about me? What do my choices declare to the world, even if my mouth says something else? You cannot serve two masters. You cannot claim to value wisdom while spending all your hours drowning in foolishness. You cannot claim to long for purpose while giving your best energy to meaningless pursuits. You cannot say you hunger for growth and spend your time feeding your laziness. Look at your calendar. Look at the things you cancel. Look at the things you rush to make time for. There lies your true value system, written plainly for anyone to see. It doesn't matter what your intentions are if your actions do not follow. Time reveals whether you really hunger for change, whether you really ache to become the person you say you want to be. It exposes the fraud in all of us, the places where we love to speak but hate to labor. You can't fake what you love. You may fool people for a season, but the clock will expose you, because you will always make time for the things you care about. You will rearrange your entire life for them. You will fight for them. You will sacrifice for them. And when something isn't important to you, no amount of pressure, no amount of guilt, no amount of wishing will make you show up for it consistently. You will find 100 excuses to avoid it. You will be too busy, too tired, too distracted. The human heart is very good at defending its real desires. You say you want to build something lasting. Then why does entertainment get more of your time than discipline? You say you want to heal your relationships. Then why is scrolling through your phone easier than picking up a call to reconcile? You say you want to be used for something greater. Then why do you offer your leftover hours, your weakest moments, instead of the best and strongest parts of your day? You cannot blame circumstances forever. You cannot hide behind one day forever. Eventually, you have to face the truth that your schedule is not just full of random decisions, it is the map of your heart. We chase what we love. We invest in what we believe in. We wake up early for what sets our souls on fire. We lose sleep for what consumes us, and when we don't, it simply means it was never that important to us in the first place, no matter what beautiful words we wrapped around it. Every human being has 24 hours in a day. It doesn't matter how rich or poor you are, How talented or untalented you are, the clock does not play favorites. The difference between those who grow and those who stay stagnant, those who build and those who decay, is not usually found in talent. It's not found in opportunity, it's found in what they did with the same handful of hours that everybody else was given. Time is a currency that reveals the hidden loves of the soul. Spend it thoughtlessly, and it will betray you. Spend it wisely, and it will build the life you claim you want. But you must choose, and you must choose every single day. It will not happen by accident. The things that matter most will not elbow their way into your schedule. They must be fought for, protected, guarded like treasure. And that guarding is not done once, and for all it's done in the daily grind, in the small, invisible choices that seem insignificant until they stack up into something permanent. It is easy to drift. It is easy to wake up one day and wonder where all the time went. It is easy to look back over a month, a year, a decade and realize you gave away your life in exchange for nothing. But drift is not an accident. Drift is the slow, steady result of failing to name what matters most, and then spending your days as if it didn't matter at all. You don't have to curse your life to waste it. All you have to do is neglect it. All you have to do is let other people's urgencies, other people's demands, other people's distractions dictate your hours. And in the end, you will have spent the most precious gift you were given on things you never really cared about. There is a brutal honesty in looking at your own life this way. It is not comfortable, it is not fun, but it is necessary. Because until you realize that your time is the loudest voice your soul has, you will keep deceiving yourself. You will keep making excuses. You will keep pretending that later is good enough, but later is built on the back of today. If you do not give your hours now to what you claim to value, you will not magically become the person you want to be someday. The seeds you plant today are the harvest you will eat tomorrow. And if your fields are empty now, don't be surprised when the future holds nothing but dust. Look at your time. Look at the real, gritty, uncomfortable reality of how you spend your life. It will tell you what you love. It will tell you what you believe in. It will tell you who you really are, far louder than any words ever could. Would you also want me to do a version that's a little more emotional or more stern and pressing, depending on your next goal with the series? Of course, here's the human, written, natural, flowing expansion of the keynote. Time is slipping away. Once it is gone. Around 1,000 words with no subheadings and no conclusion. Just a deep, emotional, real voice. You don't feel it at first. It's slow, almost silent. You wake up, you go about your day, you blink, and another week has passed, another month, another year, and somehow you convince yourself that you still have plenty of time. You tell yourself you'll do it tomorrow. You'll say the words tomorrow. You'll start the work tomorrow. But you don't see it, you don't feel it. Time is slipping away even now. Faster than you realize, faster than you are willing to admit. Every second you spend is a second you will never hold again. Every breath you take is a breath you cannot rewind. It is slipping through your hands like water, and no matter how tightly you try to hold on, it keeps moving. We live like we are invincible. We plan like we control the seasons. We fill our days with distractions and noise, pretending that the clock isn't ticking behind us. We entertain ourselves to death, trying to drown out the sound of the minutes falling like sand from the hourglass. But you can only pretend for so long. Eventually, life catches up to you. Eventually, you feel the weight of it, the days you wasted, the opportunities you let die, the people you thought would always be there but now are gone. Eventually, you realize that the clock was never waiting for you. It was never on your side. It has always been moving, always been pushing you closer to the end of your story. It's a terrifying thing to wake up and realize that you have no power over time. You can't bargain with it. You can't plead with it. You can't go back and undo the moments you wasted. Time is not a kind master. It is relentless. It is cruel to the careless. It rewards those who respect it and crushes those who ignore it. And the tragedy is that most people will not realize this until it is far too late. Most people will spend their lives living as if they have endless years ahead of them, only to find themselves old and broken, looking back with regret, wishing they could somehow buy back the days they threw away without thought. There is a certain arrogance in thinking we have time, a pride that blinds us to reality. We set our plans, we map out our futures, we assume that tomorrow will wait for us. But tomorrow is not promised. Not to me, not to you, not to anyone. You can make all the plans you want, but you cannot guarantee the next hour, let alone the next decade. And still we delay, still we procrastinate, still we act like we are immortal, like death is a faraway rumor that could never touch us. But death is not a rumor, it is a certainty, and with every breath you take, you are closer to it than you were a moment ago. It is madness to know this and still waste time. It is madness to live with the knowledge that life is a vapor and still act as if you can squander your days without consequence. The fool says, "I have time." The wise man knows better. The wise man feels the urgency in his bones. He knows that the minutes are bleeding out, and he lives accordingly. He does not wait for the perfect moment, because he knows it may never come. He does not waste his strength on things that do not matter, because he knows he will not always have the strength he has now. He runs his race with urgency, with focus, with purpose, because he knows that soon enough the race will be over. You are not standing still. Even now, as you sit and breathe and think, you are moving. You are moving toward the end. Time is carrying you, whether you like it or not. You can close your eyes and pretend. You can bury yourself in entertainment and noise. But when you open your eyes, you will still find yourself further down the road. And one day, you will reach the end. One day, your name will be spoken in the past tense. One day, your story will be over. And the question that will matter then is not how much you dreamed, but how much you did. Not how much you wanted, but how much you used what you were given. You don't have time to waste on bitterness. You don't have time to waste on fear. You don't have time to waste on meaningless pursuits that drain your soul, but add nothing to your life. Every second you give to anger, to procrastination, to distraction, is a second you have surrendered. You don't get it back. You don't get a refund. You can only decide what to do with the time you still have. And if you are breathing, you still have some. You still have today. You still have this moment. You still have the chance to stop wasting your life and start living it like it matters. Time slipping away is not meant to paralyze you with fear. It is meant to shake you awake. It is meant to remind you that life is urgent, that every day is precious, that you were never meant to live on autopilot. You were meant to live with fire, with clarity. With conviction, you were meant to make the minutes count, to use them in ways that echo beyond your lifetime. You were meant to live in such a way that when your time is gone, the world is better because you were here. But that will not happen by accident. It will not happen by drifting. It will not happen by good intentions. It will happen only if you wake up to the truth that your time is your life, and your life is slipping away. Not tomorrow, not someday, now, right now. Every tick of the clock is a silent whisper reminding you that you are closer than ever to the end. You cannot ignore it, you cannot escape it, but you can respond to it. You can choose right now to start living differently. You can choose right now to stop wasting the irreplaceable, sacred gift of time you have been given. Would you also like me to craft an even more intense version of this, if you want to push the emotional weight even further for your audience? Fire accountability is not a word that should make you shrink back or feel trapped. It's not about control or manipulation or shame. It's about love. It's about taking ownership of the life you've been given. It's about stepping into the full weight of your responsibilities with both hands open and saying, "I will answer for what I have been given." You see, accountability is one of the greatest gifts you can embrace because it keeps you honest when your heart would rather lie. It holds you steady when your emotions would lead you astray. It reminds you that you do not live in isolation, that your actions, your choices, your words, they matter. They echo beyond you. There is something inside all of us that fights against accountability. Something that whispers, you are your own master. You answer to no one. You owe nothing to anyone. And maybe that sounds bold to a world obsessed with independence, but it is a dangerous lie. No one is truly independent. No one lives unto themselves. You are accountable whether you admit it or not. You are accountable for the way you treat people, the way you spend your time, the way you carry the truth. Whether you recognize it or not, your life sends ripples through every soul it touches. Accountability just brings those ripples into focus. It forces you to see that you are not invisible, that you are not without responsibility. True accountability demands courage because it refuses to let you hide. It forces you to deal with the real you, not the version you present to the world. It strips away your excuses. It shines a light on the places you would rather keep in the dark. And that's painful sometimes. It's easier to run. It's easier to build walls around your life and say, "This is my business, no one else's." But walls do not protect you from judgment. They only delay it. Accountability, on the other hand, prepares you for it. It allows you to confront yourself before life, before eternity demands answers from you. We live in a world that glorifies blame, shifting. It's always someone else's fault. It's the system. It's your upbringing. It's your friends. It's your environment. There's always an excuse ready to be used. But accountability doesn't leave space for excuses. Accountability says, maybe your circumstances were hard, maybe the cards you were dealt were unfair, but you are still responsible for how you respond. It gives no free pass. It reminds you that you are not powerless. You are not a victim of your own life. You have choices. You have power. And you will be held accountable for how you used that power, even when it was hard. It's one thing to nod your head when you hear these words, and it's another thing to live them. It's easy to say you value accountability until someone confronts you, until someone holds up a mirror to your face and says, "This isn't right. You need to change." In that moment, your pride will scream. Your defense mechanisms will kick in. You will want to run, to explain yourself, to justify yourself. But if you are wise, you will stay. You will listen. You will humble yourself enough to see that real growth always requires real confrontation. Accountability is the soil where integrity is grown, and integrity does not happen by accident. It is built, moment by moment, choice by choice, in the hidden battles no one else sees. Some people think accountability is weakness. They think relying on others to check them, to challenge them, to sharpen them, means they aren't strong enough on their own. But that thinking is foolishness wrapped in pride. Accountability is not weakness. It is strength, it is wisdom. It is the acknowledgement that no one, not one of us, can walk this road alone without falling into deception. We all have blind spots. We all have places we can't see clearly. And if you walk without accountability, it is not a matter of if you will fall, it is only a matter of when. Accountability is also not meant to be a hammer over your head. True accountability is rooted in love, not in control. It is not about crushing you with guilt. It is about helping you stand when your knees want to buckle. It's about people who love you enough to tell you the truth even when it hurts. It's about a standard that doesn't change based on how you feel. It's about surrounding yourself with voices that call you higher, not ones that pat you on the back while you drift lower. It is a gift to have people in your life who will not let you settle for less than what you were made for. But accountability is not just external. It's not just having others speak into your life. True accountability begins internally, when you decide that you are not going to lie to yourself anymore. It's easy to put on a show for the world, to create an image that people admire while rotting inside. It's easy to say the right words and live the wrong way. But deep down, you know. Deep down, you know when you're off track. Deep down, you know when you're wasting your time, compromising your values, becoming someone you swore you'd never be. External accountability can catch what you show on the outside. Internal accountability catches what only you and God know. It is the decision to live with a clean conscience, to walk in integrity even when no one is watching. Every day, you are writing your life story. Every decision you make is a sentence. Every habit you form is a chapter. And one day you will be called to give an account for the book you have written. Accountability is not about fear. It's about preparation. It's about living in such a way that when that day comes, you will not have to hang your head in shame. You will be able to say, I was not perfect. I fell, I failed, but I did not run from the truth. I did not hide. I stood, I fought, I lived accountable. It's not easy. Nothing worth having ever is, but it is worth it. To walk with integrity, to walk with purpose, to live a life that does not have to hide in the shadows. That is what accountability offers, not chains, not slavery. Freedom. Freedom to live without the heavy weight of hypocrisy dragging you down. Freedom to know that your life is not a lie. Freedom to know that you faced the truth, and you lived it. Would you also like me to craft one that's even more fiery and urgent, like a rallying cry for the audience to take action immediately? Fire, absolutely. Here's the human, written, passionate, flowing expansion of the keynote, the call to live with purpose, urgency. Around 1,000 words, with no subheadings and no conclusion, just real, natural speech. There is a call that goes out to every soul walking this earth. A call that is louder than the noise of this world, if you have ears to hear it. It is the call to live with purpose and urgency. It is not a suggestion. It is not a soft whisper. It is a summons, a command, a burning invitation to step out of mediocrity, out of distraction, out of numbness, and into the full weight of the life you have been given. This call demands everything from you, because it knows that anything less than your whole heart is a tragedy. You were not made to drift. You were not made to live one day after another, piling up empty hours, wasting the breath in your lungs on things that don't matter. You were made to move, to build, to fight, to give, to grow. You were made to burn with a fire that refuses to be extinguished by the comforts and lies this world tries to sell you. Every day that you wake up is another declaration from God Himself that your story is not finished yet, that you have a reason to still be here, but how easily we forget. How easily we fall asleep while we are still breathing. You don't have time to be casual about your purpose. You don't have time to tiptoe through life like it's some rehearsal for something greater down the road. This is it. This is your moment. You have been handed a sacred trust the few short years of your life, and you will either spend them or waste them. There is no middle ground. Every second matters. Every choice matters. Every conversation, every opportunity, every hidden sacrifice you make when no one is watching, it all matters. The call to live with urgency is not about running frantically or burning yourself out chasing the wind. It is about knowing deep in your bones that life is too precious to be squandered, too short to be spent chasing things that will be ashes in the end. There are people who wake up every morning with no sense of why they are here. They move through their days half asleep, chasing pleasure, chasing money, chasing approval, chasing whatever makes them feel something for a moment. But deep down, they are empty, because without purpose, without urgency, life feels hollow. Without a reason bigger than yourself to get up and fight each day, all you are left with is survival, and you were not made to survive. You were made to conquer. You were made to plant your feet on the ground each morning and declare, today matters, my life matters, I will not waste it. Urgency does not mean panic. It does not mean chaos. It means you recognize that you are living on borrowed time. It means you understand that you do not have an endless supply of tomorrows to make things right, to love people well, to do the work you were born to do. It means you refuse to let procrastination steal your destiny. It means you wake up every day knowing that this could be the day everything changes. This could be the day you make a difference that outlives you. It means you carry a fire inside you that says, I will not sleepwalk through my own life. Living with purpose means you have a clear reason for why you get out of bed, why you say no to some things and yes to others, why you fight through the weariness and the doubts and the fears that try to choke the life out of you. It means you have a mission that burns hotter than your desire for comfort. It means you measure your days not by how easy they were, but by how faithful you were to the calling placed on your life. Purpose is not found in convenience. It is found in sacrifice. It is found in discipline. It is found in laying down your right to live however you please because you are running a race that is bigger than you. The world will try to drown this call out of you. It will try to lull you back to sleep with entertainment and distraction and endless busyness that accomplishes nothing of eternal value. It will tell you there's no rush. It will tell you there's always more time. It will tell you that passion and purpose are for the young, for the naive, for the foolish. Do not believe it. Every second you waste believing that lie is a second you can never reclaim. Purpose is not a feeling that comes and goes with your emotions. It is a choice. It is a decision you make every single day to live intentionally, to live sacrificially, to live for something that will last longer than your name. There are dreams buried in the ground because someone thought they had more time. There are books unwritten, songs unsung, relationships unrepaired, missions abandoned because someone believed they could do it later. Later is a lie. Later is the thief of greatness. Later is the graveyard where potential goes to die. If you hear the call to live with purpose and urgency, do not harden your heart. Do not say tomorrow. Tomorrow is not promised. What you have is now. What you have is this breath, this heartbeat, this moment staring you in the face and daring you to do something with it. There will be moments when you are tired. There will be seasons when you feel like quitting would be easier. There will be voices that mock you, telling you that you are foolish for caring so much, for striving so hard, for living with such fire. Let them mock, let them laugh, let them call you obsessed, because while they are laughing, you are building. While they are sleeping, you are sowing seeds that will grow into trees they will one day sit under. Purpose is not about impressing people. It is about obeying the call you were born to answer. It is about living in such a way that when you stand at the end of your life and look back, you will not be filled with regret, but with a fierce, unshakable joy that you left it all on the field. The call to live with purpose and urgency is a call to war against everything that would lull you into apathy. It is a call to war against your own laziness, your own fear, your own comfort. It is a call to get up even when you don't feel like it, to push forward even when the path is hard, to keep your eyes fixed on the prize even when everyone else around you has given up. It is a call to live a life so full of meaning, so full of courage, so full of relentless love, that it demands an explanation from a world that has forgotten what it means to truly live. Would you also like me to craft an even grittier and more intense version if you want it to sound even more like a battle cry for your listeners? File